Thought I'd just do a short little video here. The tax video that we posted was like quite a good one. We had quite a few comments just around tax advice, etc., etc. In my personal opinion, man, tax is always like a killer. It's really unfortunate. Now everyone's got different opinions on this. I'm just giving my personal experience. There are some great people that you can talk to out there. There's a good app called Henry, which is really good. That kind of takes away a lot of the tax pressure for you. But for me personally, my personal experience, after I was running the building business and my first company nearly went under, that was a horrible experience. And when I got a tax bill from IRD of like, $85,000, by the time I'd finished paying them back, it was about 115. It took me about 3 years to pay that bill back, and interest and penalties just stack up, and I avoided it. I didn't like keep in contact with them, and I'll tell you right now, they don't give a fuck. They will just keep billing you, keep putting interest on, and keep taxing you. So I just want to let everyone know now, I don't use Henry. I have an accountant. I talk to him probably every 2 weeks. He lets me know what my GST bill is, what my tax is like 6 months out roughly, and what I need to be stacking away. But a couple little pieces of advice here is, I've always just prepaid a shitload of tax. Now, I don't know about other countries yet, but in New Zealand we have tax traders, so you can prepay a lot of your tax. You can actually earn interest on your money that you prepay. So if you're running like a business on a weekly schedule, for example, let's keep it real easy and say you're doing $10,000 a week in annual turnover. Weekly turnover, sorry. So annually you'd be doing 520 grand. What I kind of do is every business sort of operates around about 30 to 40% profit margin. So after your costs come out, you've sort of got anywhere between 30 and 40% less, okay, of costs. Now, so when that comes out, obviously $10,000 you're paying GST. Let's just say you're self-employed doing 10 grand a week, turnover on your own. Maybe you got one guy on contract or whatever. I always just go $10,000. Take away your costs. So I know after our business costs were about $6,000 in profit, I just smack 50% of that off, and I just pay that straight to tax traders. Now that just covers tax, but what you can do is when you get into a bit of a buffer with that, you can use portions of that to pay off your PAYE and pay off your GST. I pay a shitload to tax traders because I want to be accruing interest while I'm doing that. And then when I can, if I see a spare, I know that my PAYE bill is about $2,000 to $3,000 a week. Every time I have a huge buffer of money, I just slap $2,000 straight to PAYE and I pay it off a credit card. Now, people aren't gonna like this, but this is my own personal opinion. I fly a lot and I like to collect air points and travel points. So the reason why I do that is I might get billed an extra 2.7% convenience fee, is $27. But if I can get one to two free business class flights a year, sort of valued at 10 to 15 grand, well man, I'm super happy. So if I pay all my PAYE every fortnight off a credit card, I'm accumulating air points there. GST as well, so pretty much if you're turning over $10,000, 30-40% less, that would be your cost profit. You want to be sort of stacking 15% of that away. So if you're $1,000, $150. Now I get in the habit of just paying that weekly. So I know if your business is 100% upfront, it might not be, you might be paid on completion after work. That's where it can get a little bit fiddly. I'm not an accountant, I don't want to give heaps of financial advice, but I would look at just looking at if most of your cash is coming in within 10 working days, you just want to be looking at, cool, pay all my bills, say on the second Friday, I've got $5,000 left over, 30% of that goes to the tax man, or 30 or 40%, and then you just want to look at how can I pay my GST off that as well. So $3,000, just go 3,000 divided by 15%, or work out $150 every $1,000, pay $450 to GST straight away. But my personal opinion is 50% of what's left over, pay to tax traders, try and keep as little as your account as well. And there's also a huge upside on that as well. People like to create a bit of a war chest. I've got about, a buffer of $50,000 sitting there. Anything over $50,000, I'm just prepaying a shitload of tax. Another reason why I like to do this is if I remain broke, I feel like I'm always fucking trying to be hungry to make more money. So if I've got minimal cash in my bank account at all times, and I know that the cost to run my business is $20,000 to $25,000 a week, man, if I wake up every Monday, pay all my bills, and I'm down to $0, you best believe I'm fucking hustling, man. But I want to keep on topic here with the tax bill. I just get in the habit of trying to prepay tax all the time. Anytime you've got spare money, end of the week, start of Mondays, set a time, pay as much tax as you can. Pay yourself a salary, but get in the habit of overpaying. There's nothing worse than being underpaying the tax man, and then they come back and hit you with interest and bills, and it's just a nightmare, man. I'm not an accountant, so don't take my word for this fully, but this has worked for me and it's worked well. I just get in the habit of paying myself, pay the tax man as much money as you can, and then you're sort of just always thinking, cool, well, the tax man owes me money if anything is to go tits up, you know? I just think by the time you pay off your tax and you've prepaid tax, you can kind of think, if my business shuts down tomorrow, I potentially have a savings account with the tax man, with Inland Revenue, and they owe me money. Versus if I shut down tomorrow, man, I might have to find $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 just to clear my business and stay out of debt. But that's a whole nother video, learning about cash flow forecasting, how to know if you're making money or if you're losing money. That's really tough, but we can elaborate on that. So let me know if you found value out of this. I would just look at profit. $10,000 is cost $5,000, slap 30-40% away, pay the tax man straight away. Set up an automatic payment if you're cash flow positive every week, and just try and get in the habit of always prepaying tax. It just helps you save a lot of bullshit on the back end. Cheers, guys.